right, guys. Ian Anderson, Corey Merle. Corey, we're back for some more round one action. Tell us, what are we watching?
We are watching the feature cards, like that top feature card, take on their round one. But there is a bit of a tricky situation. Round one started on Friday, okay? They got one hole into their round, and actually 2 drives onto hole 2. Then they canceled it because of lightning. So we are going to pick them back up starting Saturday morning in this, their first of 2 rounds of the day.
All right. We got to thank Smashbox for the coverage because this is their footage reason. So
Exactly. So kind of the situation was I got there early on Saturday, and Steve Dodge and I and Seth and the whole DGPT crew we're kind of kicking around ideas, what we're going to do, and they threw around the idea of using the footage that the Smashbox guys were already on the course shooting so I could get done a little bit earlier, and I could have this round to show everyone, because if it wasn't for this round would never see the light of day. So anyway, happy to bring it to you.
cool. So that was Zach Melton. Who was second on the tee there?
That was Gary Costa, kind of more of a local name, so really excited to see him on that feature card with a lot of these big names.
Okay. So it looks like Paul ran into some trouble out of his drive there.
Exactly. So it was kind of funny. He just lodged a big stick in the ground to mark it. So
really?
he had to walk over and find a giant stick and throw from the giant stick.
Okay. Not a bad shot from where he was anyway. Looking at Zach's second shot from the left-hand side woods.
That's where you don't want to be.
No.
Yeah, he's going to find himself just on the right side of that lake. Should be a pretty easy 4, though.
Okay. Assuming this is James's drive.
Yeah, could not be in a more perfect spot either.
Serious. Almost too perfect. He threw his upshot long. We got Paul's third shot with the Nova. A little wide.
Yeah, get over there.
Novas go straight, Paul. Come on.
Turns out. But that's a fine spot to be. As long as you're sticking the island, you're inside the circle, you're all right.
Yeah, sure. I believe that was Zach's third. Hopefully he'll make his par putt in a second. And this is Gary for birdie. Yeah. James, also for bird. Wow.
Good hit, man. He has got one of the best straight line putts that I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like his body motion, everything about it is just in that perfectly straight line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it uses a lot of legs too.
Mm-hmm.
Which was cool to see. Get Gary coming. Oh!
I take back everything I've ever said about 28s. Yeah.
Wow. That could have stayed.
It could have stayed. It came in with a lot of hyzer, admittedly.
Yeah.
Early morning, wet chains, as they say, but that's a tough pill to swallow.
Ouch. That one did hurt. There is Zach cleaning up his par after Gary had a bogey, I believe. Ouch. But James with a nice bird takes the lead on the feature card. He's 2 down after 2. He birdied 1. Nice. Looking at hole 3.
Yeah, and like you said, James, 2 down after 2. That is what you're looking to do. Both those holes are going to play under par. This hole coming in at exactly 3 average, not 3.01, not 2.99.
Well done, field.
3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
At 407 feet, though, you kind of be expecting to have at least a birdie chance, especially if you're these guys, in the mid-10-10s or Paul 1045 almost.
Yeah.
You're looking to birdie it. Just backhand right down to it.
That is Conrad. See, ripping a rock.
It could be a rock. Part of me thinks that that's a T-bird, but I didn't quite see it.
Okay. One of the two. Paul is definitely throwing a T-bird 3.
T-bird 3 with Ian. That's a lot of signatures on that T-bird 3.
Oh, is that the Champs versus Chumps ace one?
It is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right?
Love it. Love that still in the bag. Zach. I always love having a lefty on the card.
I know. We had Zach Johnson, the sidearm guy, earlier. Is going to find out of bounds. But had Zach Johnson, the flick guy, earlier on the round 1 card. Now we got the other Zach, the lefty, throwing the similar lines.
Exactly. They're honorary twins. Nice pull here from Gary. Oh.
Ooh,
was that going in?
That was tracking well.
Wow. So Zach found OB? There's OB over there?
There is OB, those bushes right there. It is OB to the left. If you filter down, you could find yourself A, in the heart of darkness, and B, in a lake down there anyways.
Okay.
So they just marked it OB and, save speed of play and all that stuff.
Gotcha. Great birdie from James. 3 for 3.
Yeah, it's almost like 2.5, too. It feels like a bonus birdie that you got on 1 if you're starting on 2.
Yeah, totally. And Paul with a nice birdie as well. We got Gary. Man, I bet he wishes he didn't hit that tree. Wouldn't have wet feet right now.
Yeah, and might have a 1 on the board.
Yeah, this is also true.
I like his putt, man. It's very Steve Rico.
Yeah?
Zap.
Oh, yeah.
He does a little bit more of a straddle, but it has that like Python strike, like bend,
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah, absolutely. That was Zach cleaning up a bogey with that OB drive. And, yeah, James is tearing it up. Paul not far behind.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, collect them early and just save those mistakes for later.
Yeah, good luck holding on to them.
Yeah, as we saw yesterday, man, it got bloody out there in the trees.
It sure did.
Hole 4, this one could get bloody as well. If you really try and attack it and you don't have that flip that you need to get all the way up the hill, it fades right to left, so real easy to slide right back into that water.
Have you seen any rollers yet, Corey?
I haven't seen a roller, but some part of my intuition thinks that we may.
All right, sweet. Conrad. T-Bird or Destroyer?
I would imagine a T-Bird or a Thunderbird, though it did look dark blue, and I know his Destroyer's dark blue, so hard to say.
That's
But
definitely
it doesn't feel like a Destroyer hole.
Okay. I think that's a Destroyer for Paul, though, isn't it?
Could be. Is that teal one?
It's like that light blue one, yeah.
Yeah.
Gary ripping out. Oh, yeah, that's my boy right here.
Your boy, dude.
I knew I liked Gary. I could just
It
tell.
works really well for this hole, honestly.
It does, yeah. Keeps you in bounds as long as you turn it over enough. Zach. Let's see if he
This one
plays it
has to
smart.
play. I was gonna say it has to play to his advantage more so than anybody else in the field.
Yeah. Wow.
He's up there. He's in the circle.
Nice.
This is our first treat of Smashbox Vision, the old walk-in film.
There's Paul's second shot. Just lays up for the par. Gary looking for that birdie. Ooh.
I appreciate the aggression, though.
That's a gutsy run. And James went long left, coming back for the 2. Oh, he's so good with those steppers, Corey.
I know. It's so clean, too. He thought that was going in. You could see he took one extra step.
He did, didn't he? Zach taking advantage right here. Good bird.
Good bird, yeah, for the mushroom head himself, man. He's got a funky hair situation going on, and I'm loving it.
That is Gary's second 3-putt in 3 holes. Gary.
Oh well.
The camera jitters, man. They're real.
Hey, they say the camera adds 10 strokes.
Yep. And if you're Paul Macbeth, it takes 10 strokes off because he's more used to being filmed than not.
Yeah, I know, right? Shot. There's nobody out with a camera? What do I even do?
All right, guys, we are back to the action. Got to thank MVP for getting Corey on the road in the Central Coaster. How's she treating you?
She's treating me well. I need to get the oil change out here before I head to, I don't even know where I'm going, Nashville next, I think. I got a couple weeks off, so I'm hanging out, working on some backlog projects, get that BC Open out, get that chance for chumps out for the people.
Awesome, man. Awesome. People are going to be working on this hole for a while, too. It's a doozy.
It is an absolute doozy. Unless you're Corey Ellis, we saw
Yeah,
in our other round 1 card, you just throw it to the pin and then hit a circle 3 putt.
Ridiculous.
But if you're a mere mortal, you throw the big lefty hyzer or the power flick, really, or that like backhand roller line also is applicable here.
All right.
Whatever you do, it needs to finish right because there's those trees down by the pin that can get hairy the further left you are.
Okay. Kind of cool. We get to see it from both perspectives. now.
Yeah, right. We got mine. I had like the B cam zoom out angle, whereas he's
Yeah.
got that A cam zoom in.
I dig it. James is filtering over there pretty nicely. And Paul, what is this thing?
This is his Roadrunner, I believe. That's
Oh,
a
okay.
167 star Roadrunner. Or
Yeah.
161.
That looked like it worked.
Yeah, he actually also likes to throw it backhand, just like on a straight up air shot on
Really?
hole 10.
Really?
That really uphill hole.
Okay, that makes sense. Gary looks like he threw a big Annie, and this is where he ended up for a tricky upshot. Does he go for it or lay up? Looks like he's laying up, and the trees made him lay up for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't hit your exact line, you're getting kicked into a force layup anyway.
Yep. No way.
Disc golf trees us.
The trees giveth, and the trees taketh away. They sure gave right there. Nice shot from Paul. That's clean. This is where Zach's drive ended up.
Yeah, good spot to be.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect layup, too, right to the wall.
Yeah, I guess you could putt from there, can't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's right where Corey Ellis was after his drive.
Yeah, true. There's a layup from Gary. He'll be taking a 4. Zach looking for the birdie. There we go.
His putt is so clean this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you haven't really seen him on a lot of these top cards at any of these big events recently, but he's at every single one, and this week he just seems to be putting it all together.
Yeah. A lot of want on those putts. They're hitting high, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Good putt from James. This will be a good putt from Paul. And Gary will come along and tap in a par when he gets around to it. Got some work went into this course, man. The AstroTurf and all these creek barriers.
Just unbelievable. Now, I don't know if it was, there's a gentleman named Bill who rolls around the course and does a lot of the infrastructure work now. I don't know if that was him who originally installed it all, but whoever it was put, like you said, so many hours into, I mean, just look at all of the circular bricks, the circular logs.
Yeah.
It's just unreal. I mean, the sheer volume of trees that have been cut down to form these fairways.
Yeah, it's amazing. What's the game plan on hole 6, Corey?
You are just absolutely crushing it as hard as you can on a turnover line.
Okay.
Ideally, it's with something stable, so it will flex out by the end of it. Because you need it to have that straight finish to get it through these trees up inside the circle. Rollers apply, but as far as like a left-hander or a sidearm, yeah, this backhand or righty sidearm is just not a good line for it.
Huh.
That shot just disappeared into the ether.
All right.
See, for me, I would have gone out into the outside and got the B-cam angle just to have the full shot of it. But Rick was saying, the guy who shot this, he hadn't actually been to the course yet, so he wasn't sure about all these holes and which ones were totally blind.
Oh, yeah.
So he's kind of going to flip-flop back and forth.
Okay. Paul doing some arborist work for him. Looks like it fought through, though.
Yeah, finished right.
Yep.
James has had that little cut roll. He's going to have a lot of work to do, but...
Okay. Gary. It's out there.
The good old-fashioned guessing game, Ian.
Looking at Conrad's second. Is that his T-Bird or his Destroyer on the ground, Corey?
That is his Destroyer. That's Dark Bluey. That's the one Zoe and Dyke gave him, an old one. Actually does still have some doggy teeth marks in it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, but it's like his flippy controlled Destroyer. It's hilarious.
That's funny. Good upshot from Gary. Zach can run this and is running it.
Running it down, at least.
He is running down the hill. That's what he's doing. Paul also got a look. Ooh.
Puts it down. I just love the contrast between Zach Melton and Paul Macbeth.
Yeah?
Like, they're both wearing collared shirts and pants, but Zach is just like, he woke up in the woods this morning.
That hair. We got some hair on this card. With
This is a powerful hair card.
This, two of the more iconic hairs in disc golf, actually.
And I joined them about 2/3 of the way through the round for some B-cam action. So
Oh,
at
nice.
that point, there's got to be some sort of record level settings of hair.
If we could get Barsby on this card, like, I don't think you
My
could beat it.
God.
I don't think you
And
could beat
last
it.
year's Kevin Jones. Whew.
He had long hair last year?
Oh yeah, when he was on USDGC, when he kind of like made that breakout performance, he had pretty good flowing locks. and
He's
then
so
he cut it
clean
before the
cut
season.
now.
I know.
Wow, I did not know that. Oh, hole 7. This thing is such a beast, man. Good luck.
You said it. It is a beast. 484. Really, you're looking at throwing the I'm going to say 250 to 300 foot shot to this landing zone. And then you have a tunnel uphill, slightly left to right slant from that elevated, like the hill that you're throwing on. So it's really touchy. Flick rollers are good if you go a little bit long off the tee. Flex sidearms, really whatever you got that's going to go straight, though.
Yeah, it looks like Paul's just throwing a rock off the tee. And almost a little farther than you want, Corey.
I think definitely a little farther than you want.
And Zach just gets the advantage of throwing a hyzer. Oh, he's safe.
Yeah, kicked him right. I mean, he's going to be a little short of that preferred landing zone, but he's at least going to have the angle.
Yeah. Is that Ching rock from Conrad?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anytime you see that white rock that's on that committed turnover line, it's going to be that Ching one.
Yeah.
Also, the Ching rock has that little, like, dark circle in the middle.
Yeah, that was it. Gary, make that. What? Okay.
What trees, Ian?
Yeah. Okay. Just went straight through him. Zach trying to get all the way up this hill. Easier said than done, though. Did he do it?
That was pretty well done.
Yeah, it was. That was a great looking forehand. Really tight window he hit. Oh, Gary slips a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't bite him.
Oh. He's up there. He's going to have a long look, but, work's done at least.
Yeah.
He's par or worse at this, or par or better at this point.
Yeah, he's not going to take a 6, which we saw on our other round 1 coverage, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That was Conrad lacing it up the hill, and Paul doing his best Paul Ulibarri impression. That's kind of funny.
A little bit more stable, I think, out of Macbeth rather than
Yeah.
Ulibarri.
Yeah. Ooh, good bid by Gary.
Yeah, he's sponsored by the Natty, so I'm assuming that's why we're probably seeing him on these featured cards.
Oh, cool.
Natty doing their part to run the tournament. Really, just great guys, man. Really well-run event.
Yeah, shout out to them. Paul misses putt. James hoping to not. There he goes. Man. Feels like he's on right now with the putting.
He is, man, and that's funny. He just went to that roller Roadrunner as that upshot.
Did he?
Yeah, that's how much he was throwing it uphill and needed it to glide.
Wow. Maybe he threw a roller. Macbeth?
No. I mean, James Conrad. That's,
oh, really?
That white shot that he threw up there, that's a super flippy one.
Oh, really? Interesting.
He's going to throw it a little bit later on, too. It's good for just those straight line, like straight uphill shots. You need, like I was mentioning Macbeth with that like 161 Roadrunner.
Yeah.
It's a roller disc, but if you're going straight uphill, it's going to hold that straight line.
Wild. All right, we got a par 5, and we got a lot of trees in the fairway.
We do. Last year it was a par 4, but this year they raised it up to a par 5, but also cleaned it up to make it a touch easier, especially from the landing zone.
Okay.
If you can flex a sidearm all the way out there, that's your best play for getting the 3. Otherwise, it's just play to the landing zones, right? A basic mid-range backhand off the tee, mid-range to the mouth, and then maybe another mid-range or a flick with something stable, just to get that left-to-right action by the pin.
All right. Zach throwing a forehand off the tee. That's a good spot.
That's great to be, yeah. You're probably not going to 3 it, but great spot to be for your 4.
All right. James?
And just a casual putter off the tee, but right behind the tree.
I was going to say, that looked like something slow. That's interesting. Paul's throwing Star Destroyer, though.
Oh, that angle.
Oh, he's biting off some distance here, Corey.
Whew. That was as good as any human could ever expect to be.
Wow. Great shot. And Gary piping it up the middle as well. Hey, that's good too.
That is fantastic, especially for that backhand. That missed everything.
Yeah, it did. Got real clean late. Conrad's second.
That's another putter just right to the mouth of those trees. He's playing it really picture perfect.
He's got a game plan on this one, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Hey, this is past champion over here, so his pressure's on. He needs every stroke. He wants to defend.
That's right, huh? He did take it down last year.
So that was Gary. He just threw right up to that mouth. It cut rolled a little bit. He was off of that right side.
Okay. Paul's second shot looks like a destroyer again. Oh, wow.
You almost dunked that thing.
We're that close already? Dang, Paul. I didn't realize how good that drive was. It looked good.
Ooh, come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. Get those reaction times down.
Gary trying to find a way through the trees.
Hey,
Oh, Gary.
yes, please.
Gary, that was dope.
Gary.
Getting it done. Zach. I sound like his mom. Uh,
Gary Costa.
Gary Costa. Make that putt.
Oh, he'll make that one.
Yes, he will. Zach, we don't know about him, though. He's a little farther out. Conrad, this is his fourth, though, right, Corey?
That is, yes.
Okay, so he'll be taking his 5. No damage done, but no strokes gained either. Wow.
Man, went with that Corey Ellis bid, just rifling it and then catching the tree.
Yeah, and this is for Eagle from Paul, right?
Yeah, he is buried in the thorns, though.
He's going to make it, though. Come on. Ah, I knew it.
Oh, my God, look at him get out.
Paul doesn't miss Eagle putts, man.
This is true, especially when he's leaving blood behind.
Yeah, he is. He's sacrificing blood to the putt gods.
Dude, it reminds me of U.S. Masters. We were playing a practice round, me and Brian, and we popped back out, and some guy's getting out of the woods like, oh, God, left a little DNA out there.
That's fantastic.
I love it.
Oh, man. Better hope 23andMe doesn't come along.
Oh, my God.
Conrad cleaned it up. I believe a par. And there is a birdie.
Yeah, good, great. I mean, just well-played birdie out of Gary.
Yeah, that third shot was fantastic. Yeah, it was really well done. And Paul with a double circle eagle there. Woo, taking a 6 down through 8 on this really tough course. That's something. Hole 9, also something.
Yep, another birdie hole, though. I mean, granted, it's also a 4-hole, but if you're looking to keep the ball rolling, this is another one you can do it on.
Yeah.
If you're throwing that backhand, it's really touchy and then even touchier once you get to the green. It falls away, and you have to have that angle where it's not going to slide out. It's just going to tuck in a little bit.
Yeah.
So you want that nose down. If you're throwing the flick, it's even touchier. You got to have something stand up and let it, I mean, oh, geez. I was going to say let it sit down, but I didn't mean Paul.
No, he didn't. Nova looks like he got about halfway down the fairway. Gary's going to opt for the forehand. He's Steph Currying this one.
Holding it out, and he's down there. I kind of had the same reaction as Gary. Just
Yeah. Zach, hole definitely plays to his advantage. That looked great.
That's right down in there. You can see the basket in between those 2 trees. That was dangerously close to an ace.
Yeah. This putter from James.
That's my favorite shot that James throws. That just, like, almost a touch of hyzer and just throw it straight and so confident it's going to work right. That says Jake. Super beat up green JK.
So cool. Paul with a beautiful upshot from the woods. That should be able to save a par. Gary also just laying up for par smartly with his downhill green. Conrad went long. Comes back for the 2.
And he is officially putting with his stamped JKs.
Is he?
He is.
Man, that is one of my favorite stamps I've ever seen.
Dude, I'm so glad you just said that. I couldn't agree more. Biasy aside, I like the guy as a friend, but
Yeah.
It's genuinely one of the classiest tour. It's so good. Like, it's so perfect.
Yeah, go pick up one of those. Support James. He's a great guy.
James was saying, I asked him if he had any input on kind of the design and who designed it and all that stuff, and he said all he told them is that he wanted it, like, classy and, like, simple.
That's it.
He didn't want that, like, Les White kind of Robo James look.
Yeah. They nailed it, man. It blends into the stock stamp like really well. It's
great.
It's really cool. Some really nice birdies there from Zach and James. James caught Paul after 9. That's all we got for part 1. Good times.
Great times.
Yeah. Hope you guys come back for part 2, and thanks for watching.